Hey, you're second trial with Wolf Corlock. A few minutes riffing on IT and IT security today, looking at protecting passwords, right? Protecting passwords on Windows networks from being passed around. Why? Because now we've got ransomware that does that. There's a new ransomware spreading called Bad Rabbit that's spreading like a rabbit. And of course, it's using similar to WannaCry and Petya. It's using Mimikatz, which is the red team tool of choice whenever you want to do pass the hash or take a local password and pass it around, or grab their credential off a desktop and use that to get to a server, all those sort of things. Mimikatz, Bad Rabbit in the wild. So tip for you, if you're running Microsoft, investigate these two low-cost, free, other than labor, solutions. One, LAPS, local administrator password solution. Two, Windows Credential Guard. So oftentimes when I'm looking at security solutions, right, I'm trying to help an organization figure out what they can do. The first thing I think is, what do you have, right? What do you have already? So often within organizations, we've got the technology, we just don't have it fully deployed, right? We may be only using half of the capabilities of that particular technology. And that means that often we can dial up a security control, push out a group policy, flip a bit, and then have better security by using the technology we've already bought without having to invest in new stuff and go through budgets and all that sort of problem. I love the idea of using what we have and making the best use out of it. And with Microsoft, there's two new things relatively new that you can do. One is that local administrator password solution, or LAPS. And what LAPS does is it allows you to think about your desktops, randomly change the password throughout these different desktops such that you can't get one password hash from one desktop and pass it around. This is a very common problem because it's a pain in the butt if you've got to maintain a fleet of 1,000 desktops to always have to have a different password for each, or remember to have a different password for each. What Help Desk usually does is that it's one password and it's a known password, and that way if there's any maintenance they can just log in and do their thing. Happens all the time. My team used to do it back in the day when I was at the financial services firm. It's just the way that we used to do it. Now, with the LAPS, you can get around that by managing those passwords on the machines, make sure each machine has a different password, and then offering it up to the help desk when they need it. Therefore, a rogue thing, like a Bad Rabbit, can't get one desktop and spread to everyone else using the desktop's administrator password. The other thing is Credential Guard. Credential Guard is new with Windows 10. Credential Guard wraps these passwords around an additional protection in the memory. There's a couple different ways it does it, using in-memory containerization, virtualization, moving that password around. Point is, using Credential Guard, you can avoid the other issue, which is cache credentials, or my domain admin logged into this desktop, and now I can log into that desktop and get that domain admin and pass that hash and log into a server as him. All right. So Credential Guard is now available within Windows 10, and it adds protections that would thwart the types of things that you would see with Mimikatz and pass the hash. Now, Mimikatz can do a whole bunch of other things. This isn't going to stop at all, don't get me wrong, but these are two things that you can implement right now, right away, that would help contain these types of ransomware outbreaks and red team tests and penetration tests and curious folks who run Mimikatz, etc., etc. What's your favorite setting that's in Windows that most people don't know about and should? Comments, social media, hit me up.